Hi Pisces. So we are on this day, solar eclipse in Scorpio, new moon, big important new moon. Set your intentions like we saw yesterday. We talk a lot about, Scorpio is releasing, letting go. But it's very profound actually. It's not just letting go of things or people. It's more about internally, what are you letting go of? Here, you have trust that is coming through very strongly. Trust in your intuition. Trust in the truth of who you are. Deep down, without trying to please anyone. Here, the trust is also trusting beyond you, beyond your mind. We're so used to think our way through everything, right? Especially when there's so much going on in the world, in our lives, we're all connected. And so, can we once and for all drop the mind? Can we go through our life, wake up, do our things without thinking about what we're going to be doing, and use the mind, the thought, as a tool to do what we're doing, but not think of what we're doing, right? So it takes tremendous courage to actually, truly let go of the thought, because we feel that, I'm in charge in this life, it's me, I have to, everything depends on me, on what I plan, what I do, what I organize, how well I see things, how well I manage everything. But we're talking here about co-creation. Co-creation means that, can you once and for all give it all up to the divine, to your soul, to spirit, however you want to call it, to whatever is beyond the you, the illusion. Illusion is very important today. The illusion of what you thought was you. The little you, the personality, I am this, which comes with all the traumatic experiences, all of the doubts, all of the, I can't do this or I can't do that, all of the stuff that has been ingrained, and we don't care about how it was ingrained. At one point, things that were told to us by family, by, people that were not, of our best interests, stays in our mind, in our memory, in our body. And so at one point, those people are not even around anymore, but we're still behaving and living from that perspective, which is limiting ourselves, which is blocking ourselves. So you could, put your intention, set your intention, this is my dream, this is what I want to do, but subconsciously, you are like, no, I'm not able to do any of this, I'm not, so there's all this subconscious stuff that is blocking your actual manifestation of what you truly desire. How do we get out of it? How do we transform this phoenix is coming through? So crucial, Scorpio is its symbol, rising from the ashes. But what happens is that there's a burning that happens. This burning, this process is burning it to the ashes, to the ground, to the nothing of what it is. At the end of the day, that's what we are. This body will become ashes, will become nothing. And so the truth of the truth that Scorpio is indicating to us is that deep. We have Farewell to the Moon, which is definitely calling to our moon today. Appreciate and enjoy the lunar light and cycles. Very feminine energy, right? The feminine energy has nothing to do with being a woman, being a man. It has to do with the receptive energy. And it's very important right now because you could be having visions. You have here psychic images, clairvoyance, seeing, out-of-body travel. Very significant here. Your intuition is at its peak. So when we drop into this feminine, this receiving, this allowing energy. We talk so much about surrendering, but that's what it means. It's simply surrendering. I have to do everything. I'm in charge of everything, which is your own limitation because you are in your own way in that moment. Going into a drift, letting go, allowing a higher force to take charge for a time. That's what it is. So when it says endurance, keep going, we feel here there's a masculine energy, right? But here we have the feminine saying, I'm going to let go. I'm going to retreat. But this is not paradoxical. Actually, the two of those situations can happen at the same time. Actually, when you do surrender, take that moment into truly getting out of you, this higher force is a presence so powerful, so infinite, that it drives your every step and gives you the confidence needed. It's at this point no longer an egoic confidence. I can do it. Self-talk. There's no longer thought, remember? There's no longer talk. There's nothing. And if you have the courage to truly get to that point where I can fall, there's nothing. I let go of all of it. I let go of all of what I attached to. All of my thoughts, my beliefs, my emotions. That's what we're talking about here. When you're able to trust that in this moment you are allowing the divine to come through you, then you are a powerhouse. Then you are on your path. We have source here. This is it, Pisces. So actually, when you are in that state, you are in a permanent rest, which allows you clarity and also allows the action to move more rapidly. It's seemingly not understandable, right? Because you would be like, oh, but I'm just allowing. But actually you will see, when you allow this for a few minutes, you will feel recharged. It's very subtle. It's energetic. It's non-physical too. When you allow the space to come within, there's such rest that your body naturally wants to move, wants to do things, and more rapidly, more effectively actually. And so that's what we're talking about. Letting the feminine energy guide us, which will push and move us faster than if it was just the you that is trying to do everything. Compassion came twice in two different decks. Same thing. When we talk about compassion, it's not so much about the love, but the heart. The heart opens itself, but this kind of heart is not the love, the social love, or in the love of one person. It's a space. When you have entered that space, when you have allowed yourself to become that space, then that space you allow to others. And that is what is compassion. Because there's no longer the possessivity, the negative energy of Scorpio, for example, the need to control anymore. You are, and you're just allowing everything to be. You're also having compassion for yourself in this moment because you are no longer in the I can't, all of the blockages, the inner blockages. You have put in space, and so that space allows for the compassion. This allows you to be adaptable too. When we are in a set way, the ego, we feel that, I can only do my spiritual creative work. I can't, get into all the technical aspect of my business, or learning the marketing aspect, the promotion aspect, and always relying on other people. Perhaps you're understanding and seeing that you can't really so much anymore rely on other people, that actually you have that power. Remember, you are a powerhouse when you allow the divine. There's no power bigger and more infinite than the divine. So if you become the divine, if the divine becomes you, then it allows you, there's no longer I can't do this or that. Then you can actually see that, perhaps now I'm going to enjoy learning about promotion, because it's about my spiritual work, or it's about this, it's about something I love. And there's no longer a mental blockage about something that you feel you can't do. Perhaps in school you were not good in math, or you were not good in practical things. No, now we're learning to ground and to generate. You have here staying grounded, a generator. That's very crucial, because sometimes as Pisces we can be very much in our higher chakras and be kind of in that contemplative state, meditative state, and feel that life passes us by, right? That the ambition is kind of a limitation to our contemplation, meditation, and creative process. Here we're finding perhaps that no, everything is correlated, and it's okay. So this illusion is very important, Pisces. You did get also contumacy, which is seashell divination, wisdom of shells. Some of you could get to the ocean. That could, we're very in a very watery energy here with Scorpio. This could have to do with also reading cards, tarot, whatever. Perhaps you have a talent for that, but you've never gone onto the path because of fear. Scorpio has to do a lot about shedding old fears. All of this isn't thought, Pisces. Once we get beyond that, the world is ours. There's nothing that can stop us. Only the beliefs stop us, the beliefs about ourselves and what other people think. But here you got Two of Winter. Indecision is holding you back. Make the choice that's best for you rather than trying to please others. Feeling trapped between the intellectual and the emotional. So, intellectual and emotional, Pisces, is being trapped in your identity, in your personality, your ego. Being between the mind and the heart, the mind and the heart. But what if you got out of all of that? Got into your soul, your spirit, and lived from there. It's not an easy task, but if you have awareness, you can recognize in every moment, I'm starting to think, I'm starting to have a headache, I'm starting to have tension. I come back higher than that. It's an adjustment, it's a practice. But especially with the accelerated awakening that is happening, with all the energies, collective energies, light, solar flares that are happening. There's just so much happening on the planet, relating to the stars as well, that we are actually physically transcending, expanding our consciousness. And so you might find it harder and harder to think, actually. It might bring you too much tension because your mind is expanding so much that all those little details get in the way. It's like it's too much. But then when you allow this space to move you and guide you, you will see that you will do all of those things without thinking about them. And your mind will work for you and not against you. So here, perhaps you need to learn new things, new skills. You have to do more research before proceeding. Education in the form of seminars, going back to school or apprenticeships, excellent craftsmanship, and long-term projects. By the way, 8-8 is important. This is a lot of abundance, Pisces. Stress that comes from having many things happening at once, successful multitasking, sudden events or changes. Like I said, you're going to be able to do much more, many things, more diverse things, diversify yourself. Things that you thought you were not able to do before, or that would give you a headache, now come easy to you, or you will find magically happen, and it's okay, and you feel slowly but surely that you're moving forward. Perhaps this is what was missing. You were putting yourself in a box of, I just do this, and I don't do that. Here we're learning that perhaps we need to adapt and transform into a being that is multitasking and can do more. And you will find that also there's no labels. Why say that you are this or that when you can be all of it? Right? So trust. Ask, listen, allow. Again, talking about the source energy, right? Trust, listen, allow. Ask. Connect, Pisces. The answers are there. Some of you are releasing the past, karmic relationships. Perhaps it's not even a particular relationship you're in right now, but it's all of those relationships you've gone through. Releasing who you were in those, the patterns that you were carrying from those relationships. To not repeat that. And it's funny because here you have a card, remember your identity. You can do it. And this identity is a mask. So what is your true identity? We've been talking about this whole reading here. What is your identity? Perhaps there's no identity, and that's your freedom. In this way, you can do all of it, and it becomes easy. And of course, you got the Fool, number 0, the dreamer. Embrace your true purpose. Begin a new adventure. Trust yourself. Okay? And then for the twin flame journey, we did have here an intense, beautiful connection I'm seeing. We have air, breathing deep, entering into life. So this breathing deep, this air feels like this space we talked about. But as well, entering into life is this space, but it's not getting into space and fly. It's fly by also this entering you into the ground. Okay? So not separating again the meditation and the the action-oriented things you have to do. Like we said, this is integrated. Exchange of life-bringing energies. So we have a lot of intimacy here. Scorpio has to do with, sexual intimacy, love, sacred sexuality, those things. And so here, we are breathing and we're exchanging life-bringing energy, not death-bringing energy, right? That will have different meanings for each and every one of you. But life means that you're not bringing heaviness to another. You're not bringing triggering or emotional. Heaviness is emotions. Love, true heart is not the emotional aspect of it. We talked about compassion, right? That space. Breathe that heart space into another. Now we have a special message here for a feminine twin. Number 6 could be significant. Activating higher self. The feminine energy here is being activated. And there's a definite expansion of consciousness here. You see, I can't almost not talk. I'm also integrating everything. But this is beautiful, Pisces. It's not an easy task. It's a practice. And this moon is very strong. But for that, use it. Use it. Because it will bring us in 2 weeks into the lunar eclipse in Taurus. And you will start to see the real changes there. Don't be afraid. if you're truly anchored here, Pisces, don't be afraid. Trust. Trust in the nothing. Trust in the divine guiding you towards your purpose. Don't try to overthink it. Don't listen too much to other people. Listen to God. Ask. And it shall be revealed. Okay. I love you, Pisces. I hope this was helpful. And I'll see you very soon. Take care.